Chapter Hoop Jargon, man. I'm gonna add you to the crew, man. This crew called Hoop Jargon. They've been getting at it, man. They the ones that's gonna grill you, man, because they majority are all Houston people. So that's
shout out to Hoop Jargon. Shout out to Hoop Jargon.
What up, y'all? Straight No Chaser. Cowboys podcast back again right now. We got two of the big three in the building, man. Richard gonna bring up the rear when he come on in. But y'all know what it is, man. D Brown, how you feeling, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm ready to get to 71. That's what I'm talking about.
You talking about the right stuff this morning, sir.
That's what I'm ready to do, man. Ready to get to 71. That's what I'm talking about.
Hey, if you ask, you shall receive. Richard Walker's in the building.
There he is.
In the flesh. What's up, gentlemen?
The money man.
Not much, man. And I want y'all to notice, if y'all looking at top, what's it? Left hand corner over there by Richard's head. You see a new logo, man? We were out here moving, man.
Yeah, it's smacking.
Yeah, man. Shout out to my frat brother, Trevor Piper, man, who put that together, man. And so shout out to T Piper, man.
Appreciate that, brother.
Yeah. All right, so we moving towards 71, man. Let's do a little recap on last week, man. Like, so, everybody been talking about it. The great Cooper Rush legend started, man. So, Richard, since you last the party, you can go ahead and start us off, man. What do you think about last week?
Cooper Rush has added himself to the Jason Garrett Cowboys folklore, and he's always going to be known as the one dude who came in and won one game for us, but he's going to be a part of etched in Cowboys history, just the way Jason Garrett is for the Thanksgiving game.
Exactly.
He did a great job. I'm not going to take nothing away from him. All things considered, the short notice, the lack of time for preparation and all that. He came out a little shabby at the beginning, but he calmed down. He
bro.
And he actually made some great throws. I was surprised. I never seen, at least from watching him in the preseason in the limited amount of action he's had, I've never seen, him maybe be able to make, those type of throws. But that definitely was a shock to me. But overall, good. Another great call game for Kevin Miller. The coaching continues to be outstanding from the coordinators. Great call game, great game plan. We went in there with limited personnel, came out with that. So you can't really say anything wrong about the game, I think.
All true. Cooper Rush. I'm not gonna lie. I still contend he stinks. He just stinks a lot less. I've seen a lot of Cooper Rush, man. He stinks, man. But
wow,
we know one thing. Sometimes sorry players, when you put enough around them and the culture's good, they have no choice to perform, man. I've seen this many. I remember when what's that name? Kendall Marshall. He played point guard for the Lakers back when the Kobe era.
Okay.
Yeah, we had 50-11 point guards that year because all of them kept getting hurt.
Right.
Kendall Marshall stepped in and looked like a fringe all-star for a little spell there. He was averaging like 12, 13 assists a game or something to that effect.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, this is a journeyman. He coming in looking like he belonged.
Right.
What the hell?
Right.
I've seen Kent Bazemore do it. Kent Bazemore stepped in and played for the Lakers when
if you remember like even the Lissanity era, there was like 10 games with Jeremy Lin, like 30 points or whatever the hell it was,
Yeah, absolutely. So in the right system, a not so good guy at the vanguard of a position like the quarterback position is for the NFL or the point guard in the NBA sector. If you step up, if you got the right support around you, the right amount of talent around you, and you just don't drop the ball, you'll look serviceable to good. And I think that's what Cooper Rush looked like. He looked serviceable to good. And I got to give him respect for what he did. Because, again, I do. Oh, my God, I hate Cooper Rush. But I hate him less after last week.
Well, the other thing that I'm happy about is, we finally get the damn group of Cowboys affiliates that can shut the hell up about us signing Cam Newton or, any of the other sexy free agent names out there. We got us a serviceable backup. That's all we need. We don't need no big cop.
Hey, Darren, you need to unmute your mic. Unmute your mic, Darren.
Yeah, we don't need a big time backup quarterback. We need somebody that can step in, win us 1 game or 2 games, and put Dak right back in there.
Yeah, and most people wanted Cam Newton. They wanted, a serviceable name that we can plug and play. Dan, I can't hear you still. I can't hear you, Dan.
At all?
Oh, I hear you now.
Okay, yeah. I was like, what happened? Okay.
Oh, yeah, no, you go to now. So, yeah, go ahead, Rich. I'm sorry.
All right.
No, I'm just saying they wanted another jersey that they could buy with a familiar name that they could wear with the little jeans and then little white and blue Air Jordans. The prototypical Cowboys affiliate.
Yeah.
We are boys when
right.
they're winning, but nowhere to be found when they lose.
Right.
What they call it, the boys gonna take it this year starter pack.
Yeah.
They call that.
Yeah, there you go, Cliff. That's that shit we don't like.
That's that shit we don't like.
That's that shit we don't like, man. Yeah. We them boys when they win and like they can't find them, when they out there stinking up the joint. Man, on the Russ deal, I'm actually with both of you because he pleasantly surprised me. I mean, I knew it was gonna be a struggle anyway, but man, for that guy to like Rich mentioned, man, for him to make some of the throws that he made, I mean, now he tried. Let's keep it a buck. That's what we do on this show. He tried his damnedest to give a couple of them away, and Minnesota just didn't make a play. Let's keep it a buck. But on the flip, I'm hard but I'm fair. That throw he made to Cedric Wilson was a winner. Yes. That throw he made to Amari Cooper was a winner. I mean, it's like, you couldn't ask name upper tier quarterback to throw those 2 passes I mentioned any better than he did.
That's
so I would give him that. I mean, that Cedric Wilson ball, man, it was like he handed that ball to him. I mean, he was in stride, right on his hands. And Cedric Wilson never broke stride, and he housed it. I was like, man, that was a hell of it. It was in the middle of the field.
The audacity to throw it fresh out of halftime like that.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that was in the middle of the field. I was like, okay, Red, I see you. I see you.
Close your eyes, you see a good quarterback.
The game plan all along was for him to start. They said Dak was the one who made the call for him to start. They do that since Friday night. They were just BSing and bull jobbing, and everybody that the whole week just kind of throw the Vikings on.
Gotcha.
I like it. So they didn't game plan for
I can take that.
As they should.
No doubt. I've heard Dak look really good in practice. So I'm expecting him to handle his business like he's been doing, because I've heard his practice reps, Dak I'm talking about, were really good this week. So and. Man, did we find out if Gallup is game time or is he?
Yeah, so Gallup is out. Gallup is going to be making his first start against Atlanta.
Got it. Okay.
So he going home. Well, it's his home game for him. His home.
That's right.
Going on
right.
Like that. That's
Yeah.
That'd be his homecoming game. Homegoing. You don't want to say that.
That's the homegoing, man. Yeah. All right. Hey, man. Train keep rolling. We talked about it all year, man. Cedric Wilson has played himself into some money somewhere.
Boy, has he? It may not be for
Cedric
us.
Wilson. Yeah. He played himself to some money, man. I mean, he is showing that he is a value piece, on somebody's roster. If it's going to be here or elsewhere, but man, he has played himself into a contract, no doubt. I mean, that's not a break the bank contract, obviously, but I mean, he's a
mid-level guy.
Exactly.
Hey, spoiler alert! Exactly. He may win an award at the end of the show.
He just might.
He just might win an award.
Just might. That's real. Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. I loved because I mean, okay. Let's put our regular Cowboy fan hats on. That is traditionally a game we drop, and it's probably a game we lose by 2 touchdowns. Because you said about Rush almost throwing the game away. When Amari Cooper made that amazing catch, let's keep it a buck. He overthrew, and it hit the quarterback in the chest. Well, kind of in the hands, chest area, and bounced.
Both numbers.
Hit the wrong dude in the numbers.
Hit both numbers. It's like God Almighty.
We just got lucky because
got lucky, man.
But
and
Amari just made a hell of a play, man. But that's what you got to do. Like, it's going to be breaks. It's going to be 50-50 balls, and good teams capitalize on those, man. And that's what those little intricacies, those are things that we normally don't get. We don't get the 50-50 balls. We don't get the ones that go our way, the significant ones. You know what I'm saying? Like, in old days, that drive would have stalled out and it would have been ball game. So I love, even like on the ugly side, we still able to come out on top and win these games that are crucially. I mean, it wasn't a crucial game per se, but this is good for morale. It still builds us up. Like, we can win no matter what.
Right.
And you can pull back later from a game like that as you go forward.
Yeah.
Man, it's always good when you don't have your best stuff and can win a road game in the NFL. Those, when you look back on the season, if this season gets to and hopefully ends like we wanted to, it's those type of games that you look back on and can reflect, like, you know what, you could see this coming because, the thing that impressed me about that win last week was, Minnesota brought it, that was a nice, and I'm talking defensively, from the Cowboys standpoint, that was a nice unit that they faced in that, they were, I think, top 5 or 6 offense. I mean, you had a big-time running back and Dalvin Cook. They got 2 really, really, really good receivers in Adam Thielen and Justin Jefferson. And they held that offense to under 300 yards and Dalvin Cook to 78. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you're going in without, it's already tough to win, right? So for them to show that kind of character, step up, and just make the plays, again, you get a couple of breaks and you capitalize. And you ask your backup, at some point, I mean, because you can't just turn around and hand it to Zeke and Pollard and and just hold your breath. I mean, you got to ask that guy to make it, but it's already tough to win. Make the plays they had to, and get that win. If this season, like I said, ends like we wanted to, you look back on games like this because it's those games are tough to win, man, but they showed me something, man. And can I segue, guys, into, man, how about Micah Parsons, dog?
Yeah, and I'm gonna let you cook. I'm gonna let you cook on that. I'm gonna let Rich go because Rich got an obligation to do. Dan, we'll table that.
Go ahead,
Rich, go ahead,
man.
Go speak your piece.
Go ahead.
Well, I think the key takeaway from the Minnesota game is that it's a concept game. It's something that the coaches can go refer back to when you see similar matchups. Because the teams in the playoffs are going to be more balanced. So they learn how to deal with teams that have both the potent running game as well as receivers that can cause you problems, conceptually from an offensive perspective. So they got a lot of good film work, I think, that they can sit down and break stuff down and say, hey, look, guys, we did this against Minnesota, it worked. We did that, and we got exposed here and there, so they can fix some flaws. I think that's the biggest thing is the learning opportunities that they're going to take away from that game and help them prepare down the road. And then, of course, it's always better to be able to move forward, and at the same time still load manage. Even though I'm old school, I'm not a fan of it, but I understand. With the demand of all that goes into preparing for a game nowadays, it's different from back in the day where you can, drink a beer, get off a couch, go out there and play, for 4 quarters. Now it's a year-round, 24/7, 365 thing. So these guys are machines and they got to be prepared. So I for them to be able to give Dak some time off this week, they're going to be able to give Tyron some time off, and at the same time get Lyle back in rotation. Those type of things are going to help us down the road.
How'd y'all like when they went when they lined up Lyle in the backfield, man, having them block as a fullback?
The battering ram.
I love the hug package. I loved it. Now you had 636 pounds of blocking of basically blocking fullbacks in front of Vic. Man, I was like, the beef. Now the beef was taken to a new level, dog. I
I wish they would have showed like a shot of like their under their helmet, like their facial reaction when they see him come back to their lineup in that Colorado. Like, oh shit,
Yeah,
they're bringing out the wrecking
I
ball,
was like,
man.
man,
What's up with that? Yeah.
that was dope, man. That was awesome.
But that's
So,
why I love.
Man, the beef is
my
just drop something every week.
award, I'm going to give mine now. Kelly Moore, man, dude.
Yeah.
Excellent game plan. Once again, we're basically Opie Taylor at quarterback. I mean, he's still able to execute and run his offense efficiently,
Taylor reference, nice.
move the chain and put points on the board without an all-pro quarterback. That speaks to his ability to game plan and to call plays. And you know, we're unfortunately we're looking at the end of his era as a Cowboys coordinator, because he's going to be the first head coach off the board come
no doubt.
Yeah,
no doubt. I mean,
the audacity
it'll be his choice to turn down a job, because he's damn sure getting them. Awesome.
Yeah.
So hopefully Jerry working that magic that you're gonna be a part of something special. You're gonna be the next guy, and maybe that'll keep him around. Maybe Jerry has his.
It's worked for Will McClay, man. I mean, hopefully it works for the Beeb.
Maybe he can get one of those father-son deals like Jason Garrett got when he got overpaid to be our offensive coordinator all the time.
$3 million, assistant head coach, offensive coordinator. Remember that, Chris?
Yep.
Hey,
yep.
I'm good with that,
but
man.
You're right,
do
man.
what you gotta do, man.
I mean, it can't be overstated, man. I mean, he was showing me some things last year that was starting to impress me as an OC, man. But this year, man, he has been bringing. And to your point, Rich, last Sunday was probably his finest work, because I mean, you got a guy, because you really had it really was about offensively, because like you said, you're missing an all-pro level quarterback. So it really was about the plan that you put together for that game. And the guys had to go out and execute it, but the plan had to be there. And, man, what he rolled out last Sunday was nothing short of brilliant.
It was a Picasso.
It was brilliant, bro. It really was brilliant.
Picasso. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
it was brilliant.
But
it was
I'll say this, guys, I know that their record doesn't indicate it, so you got to remember, this is a Denver Broncos defense that's not something that you want to play around with. They are the second-ranked defense in the NFL. Yep. Yes, they lost Miller, but they have a lot of talent up front. They have a good secondary. And they always have, when you have that type of combination, you always have a puncher's chance, because things happen. You're at home. You might get a little home cooking. You might get a little home juju on your side. I'm just saying, don't take these cats for a week because of their record. They're better than their record indicates. And Teddy Bridgewater is not a game breaker, but he's got a calming factor to him. He's the kind of guy that can calm everything down.
Man.
He can score when he needs to score, and he can help you win those games, those 17-14 or those 21-14 games. So all I'm saying is, let's not go into Denver with our heads too big, because I think they're like a 10-point favorite, which I think is ridiculous. I don't think they're going to cover that type of line.
Give it 10? Wow. I even looked at the line. I given 10.
You know what, too? Denver's 2-0 against the NFC East. So I mean,
right.
It's the Giants and the Redskins. I get it, but take it for what it's worth, man.
Hey, man, and they do have the once heavily coveted Patrick Surtain.
Yes. We got the real Patrick Surtain, which is Trayvon Diggs.
They got Justin Simmons too.
Patrick Surtain was going to
be. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. But Justin Simmons too, man. We can't forget about him. I think he got 3 years. Yeah.
So
no, guys. We're actually playing at home. It's our home game.
Right. So okay, but still, the recipe is simple. Continue to run the football. Don't get beat when they give you opportunities, because they could give you a couple. Take the shots and take advantage of them. Don't turn the ball over. And on defense, let Teddy Bridgewater beat you with his arm, because Denver can run the football.
Because he ain't gonna do it.
He ain't gonna do it. So that's what I'm saying. That's the game plan. Real simple.
Right.
Don't change the recipe of the soup. Soup tastes good.
Soup tastes good. I like it.
Right. Nice. I agree with you, Rich. I mean, offensively for this matchup, man, it's more of the same. It's literally, how we recognize what they want to try to focus on and perhaps try to take away, and just attack them differently because this offense is so diverse. That you can't stop it. Let's be clear. So because they can beat you in the air. Dallas, that I'm talking about, they can beat you in the air. They can beat you on the ground. So that I mean, is if they're focusing on if they go heavy in the box, you've got matchups on the outside. And the beauty of this Dallas offense is that you've got 3 guys at wideout that can win their one-on-one matchup, right?
Yes.
So,
yes.
you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's pick your poison.
And let me say this, D. Brown. Who would have thought we could say that with Michael Gallup out pretty much the whole year? Who could think we could say that?
That's crazy, dog.
That's crazy,
He's been out, what, now, 7 weeks?
Yes,
Counting this game? That's nuts. That's nuts. But the fact that you've got guys that can all win their matchups outside, and you got a quarterback in Dak who is so comfortable in his offense and can just know where he can get it and where he can eat. Factor in, I think Jarwin's a little banged up, but factor in the fact that you got still 2 tight ends, that are winning in the middle of the field. It's like pick your poison. Now, if they can do both, it's going to be a long day for them. But I expect Denver to bring it. They are a solid defensive unit, and to Rich's point, if Dallas gets up on them early, and or they get behind the deal, and it's a deal where Teddy Bridgewater has to beat Dallas with his arm, I love Dallas' chance. Because that's advantage Dallas all day long.
Right. I see no reason why we shouldn't come out with a dub today. Like I said, real simple. Go in there, take care of business, and get out. If the opportunity affords itself, and if we do get up bigger and early, put rush back out there, let that get some more rest. But I'll just say
I'm with that.
I'll say 28-14 Cowboys.
28-14.
That's solid.
Okay.
That's solid.
And I know you got to go, so I'm going to let you get away with that early prediction. I know you got moves to make, so me and D. Brown will hold out at the end of the show. 28-14 Dallas.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Oh, one more thing also. Cowboy Philly, shut the hell up. Odell Beckham is not coming to Dallas. We don't need him. We don't want him. We don't need the drama. Stop trying to get
thank you.
You can put a damn name on your back because you like him on Instagram all this other bullshit. We do not need Odell Beckham. Repeat after me.
Don't need him.
About getting balls
need
now.
Odell Beckham. We ain't gonna get him either.
I love it. Cowboys affiliate. I love it.
Cowboys affiliate. Go to the NFL shop and make a custom jersey for yourself because you take pictures of it and post it on Instagram, and you can dance around and TikTok on it with it on. But you'll never see that happen. It's not gonna happen. We don't want them. We don't need them. We good. We arguably got probably the best group of receivers in the league, collectively speaking.
Yes.
So we don't need them. And we damn sure don't need the drama. So take your behind on. Yeah.
That part.
Because, I mean, be honest, what has he done besides that one catch against us? Anything?
I'm not saying we don't need the talent.
Has been
Odell was really good, man. It didn't work for him in Cleveland.
He's good, but he's not DeAndre Hopkins, who has been way better without all the drama.
Well, I'll go with you on the drama part. I'll go with you on the drama part.
He had Odell Beckham.
So,
drama and availability because he's been hurt too. So there's that too. Yeah.
Well, let's say
you're right. The drama and the unavailability, I should say, as far as Odell's, particularly the last 2 years, have taken some of the luster off what he is as a talent.
And he's 30, man. He's 30. That's that magic number. If we're skilled player, he's 30.
Hey, so before you go, Rich, I got a hypothetical for you. So let's say D-Hop was available. Will we go after him? Should we go after him?
Hell yes. I would.
Where we put him?
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's a different conversation, bro.
Look what he did in Arizona. and he replaced Larry Fitzgerald. And I mean, yeah.
What we got? Do you want to break that continuity up though? I understand he would be the best receiver we got. I understand that. I fully understand the premise.
That's the type of chance that you take to win the Super Bowl. That's the Ken Norton type signing. That's the guy that you bring in like
the Charles Haley type signing.
Yeah, that's I say close to Charles Haley.
Right.
That's a Charles Haley. That you shifting the whole dynamic. You shifting the whole. I mean, bro, when you get a guy that good, I mean, even though you've got what you got, but bro, you talking about Nug. That's a whole on that hypothetical, absolutely.
Or
you never apologize for adding the talent like that.
Well, at worst, we take it from somebody else.
Right.
At worst, you got a guy like that you ain't got to face.
Yeah, man. Yeah, exactly right. So, yeah. But I like the hypothetical, but hell yes. No doubt. Yeah. No doubt.
I just want to ask to make sure we exhaust all thought patterns on,
But
no doubt.
Like I said, 28-14 Cowboys, very simple game. X and O's, each your alphabet soup, and let's bring this home, and let's just get ready for the next one.
There you go.
All right, my man.
All right, gentlemen.
All right, Rich, handle business, bro.
See you, Rich.
Peace.
Oh, happy belated birthday to you too, brother.
Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate that, man.
All righty.
Yes, sir. I got mine coming right down the pipeline in about a week and a half.
Yes, sir.
Boys, I should get old, man.
Hey, man, tell me about it, bro.
Yeah,
tell me about it. They calling your boy Methuselah out here. You know what I'm talking about? So
disrespectful, dog.
Double nickel. Double nickel in the building.
Yeah,
man.
Y'all hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, man. If you like the content, man, purchase the product. Hit the Cash App. If you super chat, your comments will be prioritized, man. The show is going. I'm gonna let y'all know this. This is gonna be a big ass show because there's not a lot of sensible cowboy content out here, and this first season, this is about being consistent. In the few years, the guy who just got off, Richard Walker, he has a lot of NFL contacts, and we're gonna have former NFL, maybe current Cowboys on this show. And just know that y'all are part of the first part of this iteration of this show. So, man, I'm telling you, man, and y'all OGs who here every day, many of you here all the time, Bossy, you here, man, we gonna show y'all love for supporting this content early in its inception, man. I want to let that be known as we go forward.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. So let's talk a little bit more about what the Broncos can offer. Like Rich was alluding to, we can't let Teddy Bridgewater's arm beat us. And he's a dinker and dunker. He goes for the obvious pass. I don't see that happening unless we have some cataclysmic, just blown assignment night. Melvin Gordon doesn't put any fear in my heart.
No.
I don't see how we drop this game unless we come out here and just, poop all over our leg, man. And we're home. We're at AT&T. I don't see it, man.
I don't either. I agree with you. I mean, and it's not even a case of being, overly confident, whatever. Dallas is just a better team. And, when you have the expectation that is building, for this season, these are the games you expect to win. And, one thing that a part of the 21 Cowboys that I'm growing to love more and more is that they're actually taking care of business against teams that they should take care of business against, right?
Yes.
And a few of those have been on the road, but they're beating teams, that aren't as talented as them. That's not always been the case, because we've seen years, versions of the Cowboys in recent years where they'll play up, against a team that perhaps, is better than them or what have you, or just a higher talent level, and then they'll play down and play horribly, and just, like you said, just poop all over their leg and just implode, for lack of a better description, against teams they had no business. A perfect example, the Jets from, 2 years ago?
Sam Darnold looked like goddamn Joe Montana.
I mean, bro. I mean, this iteration of the Cowboys to this point has not done that. They've gone out and they've handled their biz. I expect the same today. and unless the Cowboys really implode, which I don't really see happening because this team has a different vibe and a different feel to it. I think they should go out and handle their business. I hate double-digit spreads in the NFL because it's the NFL, but like the great Chris Rock said, but I understand. I get it. I get it. I mean, that's this is a team that they should handle, and they should handle. I won't say easily, but I mean they should take care of the business and handle this team, and get down the road. And the big win, other than the dub in the win-loss column, the big win is get out of this and get out of the thing healthy. That's because there's a bigger picture that's coming into clearer focus now, and it's about health and availability of your guys. Because as I was sharing with somebody during the week, all of a sudden this playoff picture, as we're getting into the second half of the season, is really starting to take shape. And if form holds, man, those playoff matchups are going to be something serious. So health is everything. So the big win, other than the W in the column, is getting out of here healthy. Keep you guys available. Yep.
Absolutely. And I mean, because in the day,
shout out to Jabril Cox, my guy, my LSU Tiger, man, out for the season, torn ACL. I hated to see it because I was on him from when the season started, and he was coming. And to see Mike McCarthy's comments about him, he was saying the same thing. He's like, man, he was really starting to come on, starting to get it, and unfortunately went down in the game last week. So get back healthy, son, because we're gonna need you out there.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And a shout out to LaDarian Hicks, man. So the attitude and grit can't be denied. These boys are playing with heart, and I love it. And you can't say that about a lot of versions of our team, man.
No.
That we play with heart. That word never comes up.
A lot of
Flash,
heart. Right.
Momentary gains and adulation. Yeah,
right.
we've done that. But as far as just like, that team just stuck it out. Like they just dug deep and they beat the motherfucker ass. You ain't been able to say about our Cowboys in quite some time, man. If we're being perfectly honest.
In a long time, man.
Yeah.
And that's what's been so fun about watching, and I keep stressing this week to week, dog. That's what's so fun about watching this group, man, because you can see it early on. It's like, man, there's a vibe with this team, man. It's like everybody's rowing in the same direction. Even though, there have been, we've talked about players like Leighton Vander Esch, who stepped up last week, by the way. Leighton Vander Esch probably played his best game against the Vikings. I mean, and he's been sticking up the joint. He stepped up. Man, Micah Parsons, man, if it's hard to say for a rookie who's played as well as he has overall. I know he had some games that, according to his standards, was, substandard. But, man, that dude's drive to be great and then to go out and make it happen on the field, man. Because last week, man, so that was I don't want to oversell it, man, but that was some Luke Kuechly type shit. I mean, he was in on every play, 11 solos, tackles for losses, man. He's covering cats out the backfield. It's like, man, this dude just beasted from the linebacker spot.
Yeah.
And we've seen him rush the passer because they asked him to. It's like, man, what can this kid not do that he sets his mind to? But if this is the switch of what we're gonna get from Micah Parsons in the back half of the season, oh my goodness.
And I'm gonna project forward.
All right.
Just think about how nasty he's gonna be next year. Cause oh my God.
Right.
Oh my God. And I
remember the jump that DeMarcus Ware had, right? Because you could see the greatness coming. Yeah. And DeMarcus Ware was, remember that first year, he's always a sack machine, but he would get overzealous, and get upfield, and they run underneath him and the knock on him was him playing the run. And then that second year on, when he made the jump that the great players, proverbially take, he had no weaknesses, none.
Yeah.
And it was going to be end up, in the Hall of Fame. So, man, I'm really starting to see that with Parsons, man. I mean, this, like you said, man, I can't imagine what he's going to be next year. But, man, because this rookie year is shaping up to be an absolute doozy. Man, this dude is a monster, and he wants to be great. This dude,
Yes.
Dan Quinn was at the facility at 6 o'clock Monday morning, and who's in the parking lot waiting for him to get there?
Michael Parsons. That's awesome, man. Because you know Dallas will ruin you. If you're a Cowboy, Dallas will ruin you. You will go out and get in that party mode, Zeke Elliott.
No doubt.
And it's just great he can block all that out. Like, because again, he wanted to be a Cowboy. Now, a lot of guys want to be Cowboys growing up, to be fair. But like it just always felt like this matches. It matches all the way.
Yep.
He understands the assignment and he down for it, man. And it's just it's not too many guys who are able to compartmentalize that quickly, their rookie year. Reminds me of a guy, y'all may have heard his name, Kobe Bryant. He came in, he was there to work. His first year, he was there to work. He's like, guys will go to strip club. I'm going to strip club. I ain't here for that. I'm here to basketball.
Right. Yeah. I'm ready to get this work in. Yeah. Yeah. That's you know what? That's really a great comparison, though, man. For and a great point for a young guy, fresh out of college. And here's the crazy thing: this dude didn't even play his senior year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He sat out. You know, he took the COVID opt out. Yeah. So for a guy to be that focused, to be that dialed in, coming in as a rookie, man, I'm like, man, I'm damn glad that he got that star on his helmet for the next however many years, because this dude is something serious, man. And I mean, I could literally see him being really after next year, like what Sean Lee was in terms of a leadership position.
Oh yeah.
Going forward. You know, I mean, I think he's the guy that sets the tone. He's the guy that, hey man, you know, we got to step up, because, you know, we don't want to piss him off for slacking. And you know, to know that guy's going to be part of the core of this team from a leadership standpoint and a talent standpoint, unbelievable. An absolute home run in that draft. Shout out to Will McClay.
And I didn't even think we had a need like that. I didn't think we had a need like that at that position. I thought we had other positions, obviously on the outside. You know, having a secondary, which to me was the biggest hole we had. To me, so I was like, okay, Michael Parsons, I'll do that one. I just think, okay, I don't know how it's gonna fit with Jalen Smith and Van Der Esch, but I mean, I'm sure they'll work that out. But I mean, all right, cool, all right, we do that. But I didn't know he turned out to be an edge rusher.
Right. Yeah, look, he had Edwards. He's like, all right, coach, I'll do it, and then go out and handle business. So it's I mean, you know, hopefully, you know, young Cox recovers well, man. You got him, and you got, you know, Micah. You know, all of a sudden, man, this core is linebacking core. Going back to what you said, you didn't think it was the biggest need. Man, I was actually like, it wasn't talked about enough how weak we were there. Weak because Sean Lee's availability was always, you know, a thing. So that was a weakness. You know, we know he was uber talented until the age caught up to him and he couldn't do it anymore. You know, and then unfortunately, you know, for Jalen Smith, you know, he didn't have the ability anymore. I mean, he just flat out doesn't have it. His injury is caught up to him. He's a very limited guy, unfortunately. And then, you know, and I think Van Der Esch, by and large, now he had a really, really strong showing last week, but, you know, by and large, man, it looked like he's lost his edge. You know, to take on blockers and shed blockers and get in the hole to make plays. Now, maybe Micah's energy is rubbing off because, you know, he was doing his thing last week. So hopefully that's a portent of things to come in the back half of the season, because they need it. You know, especially with Cox being out. But it's you know, that was a weak thing because, man, you know, we were biblically bad against the run. And then when you got Old Testament bad, like 11 plagues of Egypt bad. Yeah. And when you're that weak against the run, the two indicators there, you know, you're not winning the line of scrimmage and your linebackers are horrific. Run, we saw the tape. We saw Jalen Smith celebrating tackles 8 yards down the field after you know, it's 2nd and 2. I mean, come on, we saw it. We saw it, and we've seen the tape, you know, this year when Van Der Esch is running around.
Jalen Smith. I love Jalen Smith, man. He ain't doing himself no favors, man.
No. I mean, we saw it. The film never lies. We saw it. So it's a position that they addressed with free agency. If they hit a home run in the draft, and you know, and hopefully young Joseph, since he's back in the mix now, hopefully get some reps. You know, kind of plays his way into the conversation in the back half. You know, as we get guys like Neville Gallimore back, you know, Tank's probably coming back, I'm guessing, right after Thanksgiving. So, and I know he's seeing what's out here and dying to get back. You know what I mean? Because he wants to be in on this. You know what I mean?
Damn right.
And he knows he's got to level up. I mean, we see what Randy's doing, you know, from his position. And
man, Randy Gregory, shout out to Randy goddamn Gregory. Oh my God.
Man,
you look like what you're supposed to look like off Inception. I don't know what weeds you've been eating. Your spinach.
It took a while, but he's here now. It took a while, but he's here now.
Randy,
man, that dude is disruptive.
I'm forgetting who DeMarcus Lawrence is. I ain't gonna lie to you.
And you know what? That's a good thing.
Yes,
that's a good thing because you're not yeah, exactly. Because getting him back is is going to be a luxury as opposed to a necessity. And that's because of the great play of '94, man. I mean, this dude, like I said, that was what everybody thought he could be. And, and the bumps in the road, self-inflicted, well documented. And again, I keep it a buck. I was out. I was done with it. I was done. I was like, man, why are we still dealing with this dude? Blah blah.
Him and Irvin. It's like get rid of both.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, shout out to the Cowboys organization, man. They obviously saw something. Because what was David Irvin, right? I mean, they were out on him. Like, and there's snowball stands in hell, he's coming back. But there was something that clicked and connected with the organization and Randy Gregory for them to stick with him like they did. And, man, to say that it's paying off is an understatement.
I'll tell you what this dude
is probably playing himself into the Pro Bowl if he keeps going like he's going. And I think it was a guy, Vincent Smith, that asked me, like, do you sign him? Oh, he's a priority. He's a priority in our season. Of all the guys that they have to deal with next year in terms of getting contracts or making decisions, let him go, Randy Gregory is a priority.
How old is he, like 28? I mean, he ain't that old. He's not that old.
I don't think he's that old, man. Yeah. He may be, 27, yeah. He might be about that because this is year
28.
5 for him.
28.
Okay.
Well, he's about to be 29 this year. He's about to be 29 November 23rd. But, I mean, still, he don't got a lot of tread on tires, man. He don't have a lot of tread on tires.
But I mean, he's a guy. I think now. I don't think you break the bank. I don't think you go stupid.
No,
I don't think you pay him DeMarcus Lawrence money.
Absolutely not.
But I think you. But I absolutely think that you prioritize and make it known to him from an organization standpoint that you want him back and you want him to remain a Cowboy.
Yeah.
So especially as much as they've invested in him, time and resource. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Let me get a quick shout out to Charles E. Morris, man. I see 2 shows you've been consistent.
What up, Charles?
Yeah, man. We gotta give flowers. People supporting the stream, man. Appreciate you, bro.
Absolutely. Love y'all, man.
Yes, sir.
Love
Keep
y'all.
going.
Yeah. So, man, just coming off the Randy Gregory thing, he's been huge. When you look at what this team is, and like a couple of the key contributors that are coming back, here in the back half, Cliff, I'm starting to feel really good about this thing, man. I'm it's still tempered enthusiasm. I'm not gonna go over the top just yet, but I'm really liking where this thing is heading, man. I am liking where this thing is heading.
Hey, don't say the S word. Don't say the S word, man. Not yet.
It's not gonna happen. No, that's not gonna happen. But I'm liking where this thing is moving to.
For sure.
In terms of the incremental steps that have to happen for this thing to end like we want it. You got to win the division.
We gonna do that.
They're in a great position to do that, and you've got to put yourself in a position to compete in the conference. They're in a great position to do that, and that's why these wins. That's why a game like today, they're all important. But when you look at some of the things that are, you look at the Green Bay situation. They got a tough one today without their guy, Aaron Rodgers. Tampa dropped one. So all of a sudden now, here we're at the halfway point, and you're looking at those NFC standings, and you're like, okay, the positioning as far as the conference is concerned is all of a sudden becoming a bigger deal, right?
Mm-hmm.
So games like this, you got to bank these games because that strengthens your position. You know what I'm saying? So, you don't put all your you don't throw the parade when they're 2, 3, 4, and 5-1 because you're not done anything yet. But those wins are still important because now all of a sudden you're at the halfway point of the season, and this picture is starting to come into focus. It's starting to get clearer. And it's like, okay, could Dallas be that top 2, 3 seed? As different dynamics happen with other teams. So when you get these opportunities like what Dallas has today, man, keep banking those wins because you're bettering your position. Because all of a sudden, man, December will be here in 3 weeks.
Yes.
And then it gets real. Then the conversation gets real because it's like December will be here in 3 weeks. So, tighten up this month. You got the short schedule coming up this month with Thanksgiving and all that deal. So bank these wins, man. If you got an opportunity against a team that you should be, like today, win the game. Win the game. Put yourself in that position, man. Win the game. Get out healthy, and let's start to strengthen and further that conversation.
For sure, man. And it was good is like we still ain't really got into the meat of our conference schedule, which we haven't really played Washington yet. We haven't played. We played the Giants once. We played the Eagles once. Now the Eagles are kind of on the way on the uptick, but I just don't think they have a competent enough game plan to beat us. They're too sporadic. They're big. They're boom or bust, and I think we can contain that fairly well. Not losing to a team like that. But going forward, yeah, you're absolutely right. We have to bank these because I think NFC is very very strong this year. So if we can get some of them dudes just knock themselves out that first round and the wild card round, and we just sitting there with that first round bye, getting healthy.
Exactly right.
That's going to be where we're going to have our advantage at, and our schedule only lends itself to that being our positive. So yeah, games like this we can't drop it. One thing I did note too from that Minnesota game is we held like to 1-13 on third down, which is crazy.
Wow.
That's crazy that we did that. And Denver, one thing they do not excel at is third down. They're not so good at third down. They're actually good at fourth down. So if we keep that same thing up, take their offense off their field, because they're not going to take a lot of chances with Teddy Bridgewater's on. Then it's just to be an easy win from a standpoint of just dominating the. So no, well, let me put it this way: the Broncos' only chance to win this game is to try to control clock and to try to make it an ugly game.
Right.
Good luck with that.
Right. Which is what New England tried to do, and even Minnesota to a degree did the same thing. Two really good head coaches with defensive backgrounds that did a good job of uglying the thing up. But again, this version of the Cowboys, you're going to have to score points to beat Dallas because Dallas is going to score.
Yeah, we're going to score.
They're going to score points. Like their average just dropped from the win last week. Their per game average dropped to 29.4. Right. So it dropped to 30 points a game. So you're going to have to score points to beat this team. Because Dallas is going to score the football. So your best defense is sustaining drives and keeping Dallas' offense on the field because, like we've talked about, they can hit you quick strike. They can do it methodically. I mean, this
Gag
offense
play.
is that.
Said Wilson throwing a dime.
It's exactly. This offense
what you want,
is
man?
that good. You've got a coordinator that is completely dialed in with all the personnel that he has. I mean,
I say both coordinators. Both coordinators.
No doubt. Yeah. And we talk a lot about the B, but you're right, man. Dan Quinn has done a bang-up job. I mean, when you sit and think where we were November 7th of last year, like we couldn't wait for that year to be over with.
Yeah.
It was so bad. It was, I mean, the Mike Nolan defense was abysmal. And we couldn't wait. It was like, man, Dak was already gone. He had been gone a month, about at this point last year. And it was just like, my God.
Just put it out of his misery. Put it out of his misery.
Yeah, can we end the suffering now?
Can we
and just get to the
simulate
off
today?
season? Right. And for this dude to have, because they didn't get rid of everybody, right? I mean, they did fire some people mid-season, to their credit, but that entire defense, it wasn't completely overhauled. So yes, you're right, Cliff. Man, shout out to Dan Quinn, man, because he's done a bang up job with mentality, and this defense still, I'm not gonna say they've arrived, because 1 week doesn't make, that's not a a tendency or whatever. But if they've turned the corner to begin to get good, particularly in the run game, and that's what I was really encouraged by, because Dalvin Cook's a dog.
Mm-hmm.
He's a dog.
Absolutely.
And for them to have that kind of effort against that level of back going forward is a nice sign. And if this is what Dallas' defense is working to become, because they're going to see better backs, they're going to see better offenses in the back half of the deal, and like I said, we get into the playoffs, then that's huge. So whatever Dan Quinn is doing with his his coaches and this unit, keep it going, man. Keep it going.
I had a little sprinkle to that
overall,
too.
He's been great.
Yeah, I had a sprinkle, man. And that's a great point. And one thing I saw last year too, that we started getting rid of guys who was not down with the like character issues, guys who weren't down to buy in to scheme. Yeah. And I think that's important, because we've kind of still adhered to that same principle this year. And then also not going to get Earl Thomas. When he was seen to be a bad culture fit, we balked on him. We was like, no, we're good. We don't want Earl Thomas. So even this year, we're not going after big splashes. We're good with our guys. I think we threw a feeler out there for Von Miller, but we weren't going to overpay for Von Miller. Right. So I think that's a testament.
And I applaud that.
Yeah. So we know we're good with what we have. And the fan in me want to be like, man, you go get goddamn Von Miller. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because it's Von Miller. Right.
Because it's Von Miller.
But overpaying for him, that's
not
a great
so
point, because a lot of people miss that clip. It's like, man, you're good at all costs. Well, no, because, Dallas in the Will McClay, Stephen Jones era, I like to earmark it 2013, when they really started running the room, for the most part. And even we know Will admitted he missed the year before. Like, it was a down year for him, which I love, by the way. They have that kind of accountability. But by and large, since they've been running the room, draft capital Dallas has done really good with. You're looking at guys that are out here that are contributing. These are the guys that Dallas drafted. So, you got some free agents, especially like the Keanu Neals and Curses and what have you. But, Neville Gallimore, Osa Odigizua, these are guys Dallas drafted. Obviously Trayvon Diggs, CeeDee Lamb, this Kelvin Joseph kid, Randy Gregory. These are guys that are, making plays for you. Jabril Cox before he went down. These are guys Dallas drafted. So, for them to have that stance as an organization, not to sacrifice, draft picks or what I would deem expensive draft picks for a big-time talent like Von Miller, speaks a lot to what they're doing in the room.
Yeah.
As an organization, man. And me as a fan loves it, because we know, and again, more subjective evidence that Jerry Jones, it amazes me that a lot of people don't know this, but then I understand a lot of people don't really watch it like we do. But Jerry Jones is not running that personnel room like he once did.
With PR master.
Right. Because, like he would have taken Johnny Manziel, instead of Zach Martin.
Yes, he would have.
There's a lot of moves he would have made. And guess what? If the old way of doing business, which was Jerry Jones unilaterally making moves to make moves, like he did with Joey Galloway, like he did with who was
Roy Williams?
Roy Williams, the receiver, right? Yeah. And he absolutely. If we're doing business the old way of doing business, there's no way in hell Von Miller's not a Cowboy.
Yeah, that's facts.
Jerry Jones would have sold that. He's from DeSoto. You know what I'm saying? He would have sold all of that. And just because of the splash and the sizzle. It's a different deal now in that room, and I love it. And I love it. It's like, man, they built something. And you know what? As hard as we've been on Mike McCarthy, I got to give him his card, Clip, because it's on his watch. And we've talked about the Beeve, and we've talked about Dan Quinn. We've got to give Mike McCarthy his card because that locker room is right.
Yeah.
You know, they're all pulling the same way. And guess what? The tone starts and ends with the head coach.
Yep.
He still bothers me in game management. You know, I'm going to still be on his ass for that. But that notwithstanding, that room is right because of whatever Mike McCarthy is selling. So we got to give him his card.
Well, here's the thing. One of the hardest things to do in this world, I don't care what sports, be a head coach. You can have the greatest assistant, you can have the greatest advisors around you, but at the end of the day, the buck stops with you. If you win or lose games, it's on you. It's not about what your assistants told you. I'm only telling you because I've seen it. Full live action of how a head coach takes in the advisement of even the lowest coach on the totem pole. I'll give an example. How Steve Kerr listened to Luke Walton, I believe, about starting Andre Iguodala at the 4 to start that Hamptons 5 lineup in the middle of the finals.
Great point.
Because it could be a great suggestion, but if it don't work out and you get your ass blown out, guess who takes the heat? Steve Kerr takes the heat, not Luke Walton.
Absolutely.
So
his watch. Right.
The burden of the head coach is, y'all don't understand, man, how hard it is from a scrutiny standpoint and from you got to pitch this to the rest of your guys and they got to believe it. And it better work. If it don't work, they look at you sideways like you don't know what the fuck you're doing. So I got to give them credit. You know, Mike McCarthy, I'm good if we replace him with Beeve next year because I just think Beeve's trajectory is just astronomical. I got to say that. However, I got to give him credit for just having a stable ship because even that in itself is work. It's work to have stability. Anybody who ever raised a kid know exactly what I'm speaking about. I don't have no kids. I was a teacher, but classroom management was our thing. If you have a stable classroom, you're doing damn near 80% of your job, just having a functional group of individuals every day, every week.
Yes, sir.
You know expectation. That's hard. It's not easy to do. So
that's real.
And I'm gonna get some of these comments because I want to land the plane before we do this. But
get to the comments, man.
Yeah. So I think that was a great point you brought up of giving Mike McCarthy his flowers because the media job is
straight no chase. We got to keep it a buck.
Absolutely. So the good job is to sow dissension in the whole product, which is the Cowboys. So you basically try to find a weak point, and then you talk about it for an hour on your show, and that's kind of how it goes. But I mean, you got to sell the product to the people. So the cachet thing, the in vogue thing, is to just say Mike McCarthy's a trash coach. But if you really look at what he's doing overarchingly, he's doing a very adequate job. I'm not gonna say he's doing a bang up job. He's doing an adequate job. Let me get these two comments, and then we'll land the show.
All right, boss.
Charles E. Morris says, "Man, should the Cowboys add a few wrinkles today?" Me personally, I mean, if it's maybe a look you want to work on, I wouldn't waste the game film on this team. I think we should just do what we do.
Yeah, I totally agree.
I wouldn't. I don't think it's a need. No, with Dak starting, I don't think it's a need. If it was Cooper Rush and you had to go to it. But I don't see the need to reveal anything right now. Go ahead, Dan.
I totally agree. Rich brought up a great point. Do what you do. You know, establish the run play action off of it. You know, and just hit them. You know, where they're not. You know, I mean, if they want to load up in the box and try to contain the run, fine. Let's work the outside. If they want to zone it, and put 7 in the box, work Zeke, work Pollard, do your thing. Just execute your game plan, man. You got too many weapons. Yeah. Look, it's perfect time to mention this. There's no Lucky Whitehead plays needed here. None. Zero.
Shout out to Training Game Sports, man. Appreciate you. Yeah, I'm with you, Darren. And I want to say this too. Trey was shout out to Trey Barrett, man, a former writer of mine for my Hoop Jargon website. Yeah, for my defunct hoopjargon.com website. I still own the domain, but once this get popping, man, you'll see more stuff on hoopjargon.com. But anywho, I got a feeling it'll be a tougher game. I mean, maybe in the first quarter it'll look that way, but I don't see how they can challenge us on a 4-quarter basis. They've been beating up on some bad teams this year. And winning, I'm gonna say winning against bad teams. Against good teams, they've been hanging around. You can say that about the Broncos. but they got rid of Von Miller. So I just wonder how proficient that defense is still going to look with such a big element missing. So you got dual quarterbacks, and I always say when you got two quarterbacks, you got zero. I understand that Teddy Bridgewater takes the lion's share of the snaps, but Drew Lock, it sounds like they still want Drew Lock part of the equation too. So I don't know exactly
That's
how
exactly
that
what it looks like. Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. Again, Melvin Gordon does not strike any fear in my heart. He's a name more than a talent at this point in his career, as far as I'm concerned. And I mean, you got Cortland Sutton on the outside. You got Fant. You know, they got some weapons, but I don't think that's nothing that we can't contain. I mean, Bridgewater's a safe thrower. He's gonna look for the easy read. Dinking and dunking, as I led in the show with, I just don't see that beating us. Like, if you're gonna beat us, you're gonna beat us with either a gashing running game or you make big plays to Anthony Brown.
You gotta mention it, man. Yeah, I mean, you know that he's been better of late, but hey,
he has
always
been
a concern.
So
right,
he has
been better of late, but man, it's always even in the back of your mind. It's in the mindset. It's like you still like, oh, he made a play. Thank you.
If I'm an OC, I'm going at AB motherfucking ass. I'm going to his ass.
No doubt.
You gotta show me he ready today.
No doubt. No doubt. No doubt. And if he makes a play, he will have to make another one.
You gotta show me make two of them things. two in a row.
No doubt. No doubt.
All right, so let's end the show, man. Lucky Whitehead Award, man, for week was it 8? Who you got? Lucky Whitehead Award.
Oh man. Man, you know what? I'm gonna have to give it to Cooper Rush.
Cooper Rush. Okay.
I'm gonna have to give it to Cooper Rush, man, because the expectation, you know, and we on record on this show, the expectation was nada. And he did more than an adequate job. I mean, he tried to, you know, give the play, and yeah, he served one, but man, by and large, for him to come in, you know, with minimal expectation and perform the way he did, and make a couple of throws that he did, man, I got to give it to Cooper Rush, man. He stepped up big time.
I don't
that
hate
Wilson
that
throw, that Amari throw was they were gems. They were absolute gems. You know, and that's
a hell of a fade.
That's a lot to put on your backup who's got minimal snaps, even less expectation on the road, and come through like that, man. So I got to give it to the redhead. I got to give it to Cooper Rush.
I ain't mad at that, and shout out to Mark Cooper for saying in that huddle, like, nah, we coming my way, and he threw that down
exactly right.
Amari toe tapped it. So for all y'all who say Amari Cooper soft, y'all remember to bring that shit up when y'all try that. He can't play on the road. He's done that like 3 times already. So remember this shit when y'all over critique
while nursing a bad hamstring, because he was rubbing a hamstring in that game.
Yeah, and he came back in after doing the tennis ball and all that shit that they do. Yeah. So hey, all y'all people say Amari Cooper he's soft. He dispelled that. All right, so I like that. I'm gonna give my Lucky Whitehead Award to Cedric Wilson, man. That throw on the run.
Good call.
Oh my God.
Good call.
That looked like a dime. It looked like he probably should be our starting quarterback. You know, in a vacuum.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It was a great throw.
That's a great throw.
But give a shot, Cedric Wilson, for housing that thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, damn. It's like, I'm like, okay, this is a nice play. Wait a minute, now, is he going to score? Well, I'll be damn. It's like, man, he housed that thing. Yeah, that's a good call, man.
See, Lamb, yeah, man. That's something that you don't expect, and it just makes me appreciate Cedric Wilson for so much more. I mean, he's a Boise kid too, so maybe that's in his DNA doing those gag plays, you know. So he's just licking his chops when Beeve called one of those up, because he's used to that, you know, ingrained somewhere deep down in his DNA. Like, you know, this is how we play in adverse moments. Sir. And so yeah, he's my. You know what? In the chat, I want y'all to start giving me y'all's Lucky Whitehead Award. You can make it whatever you want to. Yeah, whatever you want to give it to. I tend to give it to like dumb lucky or like just something that you didn't expect to happen. That's my definition, but you can make it whatever you want to.
Exactly right.
So y'all give us y'all Lucky Whitehead Award winners, man, at the end of the show. Yeah.
Y'all come with that.
That's a great point that y'all he threw it with gloves on. I thought about if it was me, would you tip the playoff if you took the glove off? Would you tip it off? You know, he threw that with a glove on, and I think that's a great point.
That's a great point. Yeah, he damn sure did. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I peeped that. I was like, damn, what if you took the glove off? Like, would they kind of start to get it? Or was it just so late in the game that they wasn't paying attention to a nuance like that? But they sold it perfectly, and it didn't.
Yeah,
it didn't reveal the play. I thought that was awesome, man, all the way around.
Yes.
All right. So, lastly, man, let's end this up with predictions, man. D Brown.
All right.
What you got, man?
Man, it's a gorgeous day here in Dallas, Texas. The stadium's gonna be rocking.
Oh yeah.
Early game. I mean, it's Dallas is coming off a big win. You would think from years past they would have let down, but I don't think this team is built like that. I'm going Dallas 30-17.
30-17. Okay. 30-17. All right, man. It's been a few weeks. Bring out the burger.
Okay. Hey, man, now you got your hand wide. Big burger,
got
man.
The Whopper, baby.
Yeah, that's a double meat.
Burger.
The 40 piece? Okay.
40 burger coming out, man. 40 burger, 42 Dallas Cowboys. They, unless Justin Simmons has some crazy good game in the backfield.
Right.
And the rookie Caden Stearns comes out and they just ball out their mind, which I just don't see against Dakota Rain Prescott. I say 42 Cowboys, 17 Denver Broncos.
42-17. Okay. You bring out the double meat. I like it.
Double meat burger.
Double meat. Burger. All right.
Last time I said burger, it was a burger, baby.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Shout out to Cliff, man. A fellow Cliff in the building. Newbie from Facebook says 28-14 Cowboys. I respect it. I'm going with that. There we go.
Oh, we get the dub, man.
We go on burger style. Me and Charles go on burger style, baby. 40 burgers.
I love it, man. Yes, sir. I love it.
We bringing the burger out, man. Shout out to Charles Moore, always support the channel, man. Appreciate you, bro.
Yes, sir.
Real talk.
Appreciate that love, man.
Anything you got, man, before we wrap this week, man?
Man, I mean, other than this, man, keep the train rolling. Get the dub. It's an expected dub. Make the thing happen because, each dub going forward now we get to the back half is that much more important to positioning, if you will. So get that, man, and get out healthy. And that's it. Get out, man. Get the dub. Get out healthy. Get on the next week. That's what it is.
That's what it is, man. So thank y'all for supporting this stream, man. Because again, it keeps us going.
Love
y'all
engaged.
I'm seeing y'all digging the content, man. And I'm telling you, this thing is gonna be big. Because again, in my opinion, there's a lot of foo-foo Cowboys stuff out here, and this won't be foo-foo. That's why we named it Straight No Chasers.
Not.
So you ain't got to worry about the foo-foo over here, man. So thank y'all so much, y'all. Again, we live grown men lives, but us being on here to talk to y'all. I mean, Darren ain't delivered his food yet to his kids because he getting into the content, man. He still got the food.
Facts here right here. Yeah, facts here right here, man, because we got to give you this show, man. Straight, no chasing, no cut, room temperature, no ice.
There you go. No ice, man. Like, because we really do love doing this.
Ice.
We love talking about the Cowboys in a
yes,
sensitive fashion. And I appreciate y'all for rocking what we're doing, man. And so
love y'all, man. That's real.
Love y'all, real talk, man. And so tell somebody, tell a friend, share a stream. And we doing it every week. We're gonna do it every game. It ain't gonna never taper off. It may be a person or two missing, due to personal issues, but man, we gonna keep rolling, man. And so till next time, Kendall Perkins, sir, if you would please take us home. Dubs, baby. See, we got one more comment. Dubs, man. It's a clear day in Austin, Texas. Okay, yeah. But my boy Charles right there by AT&T. Let's get it.
Yes, let's get it. Later.
Yes, sir. All right, Kendrick Perkins, you know what time it is, baby. Bring us home to glory.
Shout out to Hoop Sharky, man. I'm gonna add you to the crew, man. This crew called Hoop Sharky. They've been getting at it, man. They the ones that's gonna grill you, man, because they majority are all Houston people. So that's
shout out to Hoop Sharky.
Shout out to Hoop Sharky.